So welcome everybody to yet again another episode of Radio ISR, and pretty much we're going to continue on exactly what we were doing the last time, which is talking about social media. And just like the last time, we're going to try and give you a little bit more, tutorials on how you can become better at your social media. So rather than just telling you all about it, we're going to show you at the same time. So speaking of that, we have none other than Mr. Perry Williams back with us again.
Thank you very much. I just couldn't get away from the sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a great, beautiful, sunny day out there today, isn't it, Perry?
It is indeed, yeah. Factor 50 on for me.
Excellent, man. I'm glad to hear that,
Depends what we put in the green screen. Make us be in a Caribbean beach if you want.
Oh, very good, very good. Cool. So without further ado, we're going to move over to you, Carlos, because you are going to tell us all about Facebook tutorial. Basically.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. As in our previous edition of Radio ISR, we was able to give you guys a lot of information that's going to help you guys out with making your jobs be a lot more better. With all the other tools that we have in place with the 8x8 and also the Google tutorials that we have, and also with the Facebook location page, we all know the importance of now how to be able to respond to the customers. Because all the other engagements that we have to put in place is going to now allow the customers to contact us to get to us, in an expedient manner. And we as well have to also be able to respond in an expedient manner. With Facebook pages, with location pages, or ISR pages, once customers contact you, it is also very important that you engage with the customer real time if possible. Because keeping in mind, when the customer is there sending an instant message, they are there in front of their computer.
I know I've seen you actually online, and I've seen you in action and all that, and I know you probably be sitting on the loose sometimes answering customers, from your house or whatever, so you definitely do middle of the night, whatever you do are getting back to people very, very quickly,
And absolutely, and it proves to be very important because you have their candid attention at that time. Because if they're taking the time to actually send you an instant message, they want a response. So it definitely helps out a lot. Having the apps on your mobile devices to be able to engage with them in real time. With this tutorial, we'll be able to see everything with how to set up and also respond, and also set up an appointment from your Facebook Messenger.
Okay, so we have a look.
Have a look. Now that everyone is familiar with Facebook, with using their ISR page or the location page, we can now go in to explain you the features of Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger is a really important tool that really helps you engage customers in real time. Once you have prospects that notify you through your Facebook page, you will see the notification tab illuminate, and you will hear a bing from your Facebook page that will let you know that you have received a notification. To view the notification, you would just simply click on the bell icon at the top of your Facebook page, where you can then go in to open up the chat window. Now, inside our chat window, as you can see here, we have received a message from a prospect, Miss Linda Horton. Linda responds off with hi, and it is important for you at first engagement to introduce yourself and to introduce yourself and what you actually do for the program. Once the prospect request information from you, as you can see here, they're looking for something in stock, and all answers should be ended with an open question. We do have vehicles in stock. Are you available to stop by for a test drive? Once the customer agrees to stop by, now you can next also set up appointments through your Messenger window. Please keep in mind that Facebook Messenger uses timestamp recognition, so any words using time dates, automatically the system knows that you are trying to set up an appointment. Once you go in to put in the date for your appointment, the window will prompt you to schedule the appointment, or you can choose a different time. In this case, the time is okay for the customer, so we're going to confirm the appointment for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Further, you will also make sure that you get a good phone number and a good email address from the prospect, so now that we can complete the prospecting tab from Sales Track 15. Be sure to close out your chat window with a small greeting as a thank you for the customers taking time to contact you. Facebook Messenger can be a really important tool. Other points notice to look at is that you can also see when the customers are receiving and also when they are typing the messages. You will also receive a notification from Facebook as a reminder for your appointment time and date.
That is a great little bit of information, that is. I don't know, has anybody looked at the new location pages that we're setting up?
On the corporate website?
Yeah, because it has the messenger basically
yeah.
symbol on it. So if someone was on our location page, they can just click it straight away and their messenger will open up and then they can then start messaging you straight away, which I think is a real nice connect, that isn't it? And I was amazed. I really liked that part, Carlos, where you showed basically how it works with the date on it. You know, so you type it in and then suddenly it sets up the appointment and it confirms it and everything else on it. I think that's a wonderful bit of technology. That's for sure.
You know, Facebook rewards you as well for your response time. So it's very important, even at, like, Carlos very quick at responding, but I'm connected to 8 different Facebook location pages or 10 different Facebook location. So I can see these pings coming in and then I can see, and if you have the Messenger app on your phone, obviously then you can respond to someone. And ideally the response time should be under 12 minutes, right? So even if it's at night time, even if it's look, I'll get to you tomorrow, you know, just to let them know they're dealing with a live person is very important. But in addition to that, like if you're ever online and you're on a website and it says, would you like to chat with someone now? You want to chat with someone, you know, you want an immediate response. You don't want to, I'll email you back in a couple of days with a quote, you know what I mean? So that's why Messenger is so powerful, that you can actually live from your couch, you know, turn around and say, absolutely, we have them in stock. And, you know, you can warm up your lead. I think the main point there is, as Carlos said, get the email address, get the phone number, stick it in as an active prospecting lead and put it in as Facebook interaction with ISR. And make sure, because otherwise, you know, unfortunately with Messenger, you're not going to get a ping to remind you the next morning to follow up. So very important to try and turn it into a lead as quickly as possible from the Messenger.
What did you think of that, Barry?
Yeah, and also you can't be working 24/7. You can actually put a schedule of hours on there as well. It does the automatic response on there as well, so it lets people know I'll be back in work at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. How can I assist you? And they can just give you a little overview straight away in the message.
Yeah, or in your case, I'll be back in work on Tuesday or Wednesday.
I'm become accustomed to the Italian lifestyle.
Domani.
So that brings us nicely. I don't think we need to beat that anymore. I think it's phenomenal. It's great. And hopefully the guys really buy into it and start using it, you know, that's out there, you know. And then I think I want to move on now to yourself, Dave. And we want to look at basically best location page setup on Facebook. Because as we all know, we've got 2 different pages. We got a friends page and then we got the location page. So like the like page. So what I think Dave did, I won't spoil the story, but had a look around the different location pages and pretty much said, all right, what's a good location page? And let me show you what it looks like, you know. So should I hit the video?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested to see. Okay, so I just want to look briefly at location pages and in particular what makes a good location page. And at the end of the day, if you type into, for example, into Google here, I'm going to type in military auto source. And if I hit enter, always about the 3rd or the 4th hit on here is going to be a Facebook page. And you want to be at the top of that hit because obviously you want people to come searching for you and to find you. So some of the ways to actually do that are listed here. So first up, I'm looking at Ben Cochran's page down at Vicenza on the car lot, and he does a very good job at maintaining this page on a daily basis. At the top, he has his cover, which is basically a location picture so people know where to find him when they come on. And these are the labels that we have down on the left-hand side, and these are basically in order of what a prospect is going to see when they come onto this Facebook page. So first up at the top is the home. Next up is his shop. Now he has a shop set up here that basically lists all of the products that he has for sale. I'll come back to that in a minute because that one is quite in-depth. Underneath that we have about, but on the side here is basically about us. So people can click here and see what our story is and who the page is intended for. Under that, we have reviews. So if you can, obviously encourage your prospects to give you reviews. The more you have, the better, and it'll push you up those Google ratings as well for people to find you. So Ben is very good about asking his customers at the time of delivery to give him a quick review on Facebook. Then underneath that is the services that we offer. And we can see here that any customer who's clicking on here, they can actually click on what they would want. So we have trade assistance, financial assistance, test drive, sales, consultation, and that will basically give them a very quick one-click stop for asking for some assistance. Underneath that one are the actual posts that Ben does. And you can decide on your post then whether you want to have the most recent or the most popular. And you can always pin one video or one post to the top. So you can see here we've decided to pin what makes us different to a stateside dealer. And you can unpin this here, or you can pin whatever post you want to stay up there. Okay, so we've pinned that because we think that that's what people are going to be interested in. And then after that, whatever your most recent posts are come up on a daily basis. So you can see here, Ben advertised the money match. Underneath that one, then you've got your videos. Again, you can decide either to go with the most recent or the most popular content. He's gone most recent, and that's because we want to keep it fresh and have people constantly engaging. And then underneath that one, you've got your photos. And finally, you've got your events. At the moment, he's got no events planned, but if you do, you got a show coming up, you click on create an event, and then you can invite your customers down to see it. Okay. And then finally, you've got locations and so on. But up the top is really what people are going to be engaging in the first few minutes. So Ben has gone for shop at the very top of it. I'm just going to show you the work he puts into this. So if I click on here, we can see that he puts a nice little skin on the pictures that he has on location. So here we have local stock, and he has first one is sold, and you can go through and flick through, see what's on the local stock. And he's a nice little skin on it here with his email address and his phone number, which is quite handy. But he's also broken it down into SUVs in local stock, coupes in local stock, hatchbacks, sedans, minivans, Harley Davidsons, and then he's got some Germany CPO stock up there. Harley Davidsons, he's gone with the 2018 leftover stock. And if I click on one of these, I can see here that he's got the brand new price crossed out and then the total deliver price down to Italy in there. And again, he's a nice little skin on it with MAS and his contact details. So it really is a high quality finish that he's putting it. So if I was a customer coming on here onto the page, first thing I'm going to see is straight away, okay, his reviews are good. Seems like a good salesman, and he's got a shop here advertising all the stock, and I can click on there and pick out something very briefly. And that is a way to get people to interact with you and click on your page.
Yeah, so I mean, not to beat that to death, because I think I pretty much covered everything in there, but in our last podcast with Google My Business, we learned a few little tricks, and I think the more content you put onto this, the spiders you were talking about last month when you were over, even though, anyway, last month when you were over, those spiders eat into, they find content you're putting on here as well. So it's all going to help you get up the rankings and increase your visibility. And that's what we want. We want customers to be able to find you,
Carlos, as an ISR, what do you think of that for a location page? I know yours is similar, but what do you think of that?
No, I actually hats off to Ben on this as well, because there's a lot of content that goes onto location pages, in my opinion. So if we keep the location pages clean to only events or stock or vehicles, so if there's like customer deliveries and things like that, those should go on your individual pages and not on the location page, because if not, you can flood it. It can make it a bit confusing.
There is a lot of content,
but it's really clean, and like that. So hats off to Ben. Good job.
But before we continue, I got to give kudos to Chris Law.
Oh, no doubt. I was just about to do that.
So well done, Chris, because he set up these skins and showed us how it all worked, and so definitely we've been mimicking his good practices.
No doubt, absolutely, that's for sure. So that's definitely didn't happen in a vacuum. So thanks to Chris Law as well for really setting the standard out there for us. What about yourself, Perry?
I agree with exactly what Carlos just said regarding keeping it personal and business completely separate, so you're not flooding the market. Again, what we discussed in the first podcast that we did. It should all be about the business. This is Carlos, the business guy, and putting your stock on there is great. Really good effort by there with Ben.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of work has gone into that, and but I'm sure he's going to reap the rewards.
For sure, but I think it's and it's hard as well. The thing about it is when you're doing that type of work, you're hoping always comes in the lead, but you don't know. Someone just walks in the door and then they walk onto the lot, and then you don't think to your mind that they came in because they saw your location page first. Because we all do the same. We all hunt around, look for things, and then we go, okay, I'm going to go visit the dealership. So
and then the order off a different ISR.
Well, the great thing is as well that Ben's got a library
in a proper
different vehicles he might have on his lot again. You
For
know?
sure. And in a proper location page where there's one location and you might have many ISRs, that's still good because at the end of the day, we've always said these location pages shouldn't be self-serving.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they should be, if there's multi-man, then everybody should benefit from it. Hence why everybody should make sure that they're doing a bit of work and stuff like that.
I think what I didn't hit in the video was Ben's very good at putting up customer pictures as well, the delivery pictures, but he does them on his friend's page and then he shares them across the location page, because on a friend's page then you can tag the person in them, but then then he shares them across the location page, so he's very good at keeping that fresh content.
Cool. And you get to see it on Time Hop.
Yeah.
To ask for referrals. So if you put it on your friend page, the delivery picture, it'll come up on your Time Hop that a year ago this customer took delivery. You then reshare that.
Very good.
And then ask for the referral.
I like that. Now, Perry.
Hello.
Guess what?
What?
We're going to talk about something really, 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 really interesting.
Okay, cool. Tell me.
Instagram.
Oh.
Before Perry talks about Instagram, we were at a social media meeting there last week. We were, and I was sitting there, and Eddie Purcell was there, and Dave, and the lads are trying to explain to me about Instagram, and I was just over my head. So they put pictures up, and then I'm going looking at it and go, but why, so, and they all looked at me and says, you're all getting too old, so yes, definitely this is something that maybe more older folks may not be getting into, but certainly that younger generation are using it a lot more than Facebook. That is for sure, So go ahead, Perry.
Yeah, it's a funny one because it is a different generation, I believe, that's using Instagram. And what Facebook have clearly done is obviously bought up Instagram, so they've already got something going on for the future, because like MySpace, that had its day and eventually that will go. And Facebook, if you look at any 18 and unders now, they're not really on Facebook. It's more the 25 to and above, if you will. So we need to start doing Instagram now, so we can start building that audience. So when the time shift comes where our customers that are on Facebook today are no longer, we've already built up our followers on our Instagram pages. And it's pretty much exactly the same as what the Facebook formula looks like. Your friend page, keep that friend, and then your business profile. And Instagram has exactly the same thing. You can have a friends account where you get just followers and you put your lifestyle events on there, and then a business account. What's interesting is that 95 million pictures and videos are actually uploaded to Instagram every day.
Wow.
So that puts it into perspective how huge this is.
Yep.
And a lot of the young E3s, E4s that we're seeing, and you talk about, are you following us on Facebook? They just look like we're old fogies, if you will. It's just not at their forefront. I'm not very educated on the Instagram platform. I've tried it. I've set up an account. Just like you, Paul, I don't get it.
Yeah.
My wife, she's on it all the time. She follows baking and clothes and interior design and everything else like that. But realistically for us, I think it's very difficult for us to narrow down our audience on Instagram. Dave, I know that you've done quite a bit on the Instagram, right, in Italy. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. The reason we're laughing is because I'm an old fogey too. So I can tell you what I do know is that I've seen it in action with a lot of the guys. You can cross post from Facebook to Instagram now. So, but I think it's very important to put tags on it. And then basically, if you're putting up customer photos and then putting a lot of tags on it, then your customers are going to be able to like your content and it'll show up on their feed as well. And then you can create followers and that type of thing on it. I think it's really easy to cross post. Definitely we have to dip our toe in the water on it, because as you said, it's a younger generation. I mean, the 18 to 30 year olds, or even 18 to 25 year olds, they're not a lot of them are on Facebook, but they'll be on Instagram and they'll be on that. But you were telling me yesterday about Snapchat, about how good that platform is. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, it's all pretty much the same day.
Anybody who's listening at home will have no clue what's going on here at all.
It all filters into each other on Instagram. On Instagram, the content. The content is the heart of Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you look at any professional business, you look at the manufacturers on there, anything else on their shop, just like you were talking about, Dave and Carlos, on Facebook, it all goes back to the content. It goes back to the consistency of the content, and hashtagging is huge because when people are actually searching on Instagram for a business, it'll be to do with the trends. So you need to make sure, again, keywords are used within your Instagram post, very similar to Google My Business, very similar to Facebook. And you need to make sure that your pictures all have the same filter on them, so it's all consistent right across the board with regards to the filter, and also you're using the same font. Right. Yeah. Because it's got to look that it's authentic. So when people are finding your page, everything looks uniform. You know, I seen a post the other day about a plumber, and it was literally a guy who was just posting how neat his pipe work was, which obviously makes him a nice and neat and tidy tradesman, which is more like to drive some business. On regards
tidy
to
pipe work. How tidy his pipe work was.
Tidy his pipe work was.
Very good.
On regards to Snapchat, me and Paul were talking about this over breakfast. Again, Snapchat. It's good that we're opening this up as a forum because, I don't think there is any magic sauce to this either. I think we just need to be consistently doing it, like you said, with regards to you putting the effort in on Facebook. The great thing is you can just click a button on your Facebook and it cross-posts straight away. Let's start there.
Let's
right,
say exactly. And I think that's the very minimum that we should look at, because we're not out looking at doing double the work. So I think we should have at least a location page everywhere. So we have one for Vicenza, one for Spengalum or whatever. And if we're at least posting customer delivery pics to our location pages on Facebook, we might as well then cross-post it over to Instagram at the very minimum. Correct. So if that person's on their Instagram and they're looking at Spengalum and military, and then boom, they arrive on our Instagram pages and they see all these nice people that picked up cars from us, there might be something in it for them.
I think the fear with Instagram is I'm going to run out of ideas of posting pretty pictures and videos. And me and Carlos were talking about it briefly earlier, regards to you can put about servicing information. You can put about you can do videos on Instagram with regards to how Sync 3 works, or how Apple CarPlay works. Just so you're putting that content out there for your audience to stumble across.
Carlos,
and then again as well, go
Carlos,
ahead, Paul.
as the second oldest old fogey in the room here.
Well, actually, I'm pretty switched on to Instagram.
Oh my God, there you go.
Old ones as well, right?
Insta what?
Right. Insta. No, the beautiful thing about Instagram is that it's too easy to use. I think you mentioned that as well. I mean, sometimes you can feel like a duck out of water. There, am I doing this right? What have you? It's all about learning the language of Instagram, and it's all about hashtags. And so if you don't have to put in, like on Facebook, we have to put a description of the picture of what's going on or the event. Come on down. Have you? If you hashtag money match, hashtag Ford, hashtag. It's all about the hashtag.
So your hashtags are your keywords.
Hashwords are kids. That's the language for Instagram. And so anyone that goes on Instagram that actually search for military auto source, or if you make your hashtag MAS Aviano, MAS Vicenza, what have you, and it's going to come up. Once you search that hashtag, and then in your trending windows, all content, even if you don't hashtag it anymore,
you can also copy the trending content, because so if something's trending at the moment and you've got something that's compatible with that,
at the hashtag,
then you can hashtag that and say, okay, so as long as it's genuine and so it's hashtag whatever's trending at the moment,
and you can hashtag Aviano Airbase.
Yes, absolutely. Right, so it then becomes more specific to you. Then there's a chance someone then comes over, views what you're hashtagging, and then suddenly now is in your little Instagram world. And I think what Perry said, and this sounds like a bit of work, but what Perry said is probably these little tutorials, these little how-tos, all these little things, how does sync work, how does, all the different things, or maybe we'll keep somebody then engaged in our sites. But I think at the very minimum, let's just give it a go. Let's just get cross-posting and then see what we get out of it. Again, it can't do any harm.
You're building your library. You're doing it on Facebook anyway. Cross-up it onto Instagram, and you can even do, you can drill down on your audiences. You can do target marketing, call to action buttons on there. Exactly the same what you can do on the location page. It's basically just going to be the new Facebook. As time goes on.
Right. And then you can also, this is other Instagram lingo, DM, which is direct message. You can actually message someone directly, privately, based off the content of that one there. So they would send a DM, and then you would get a ping to say, okay, well, someone is asking about the photo or commenting on the photo, whether it's I like it, what have you. And you also have the like button there as well. So it's very similar.
Yeah. And again, the spider webbing is going to help you with regards to bouncing from your Facebook to your Instagram to your Google My Business, back to your MAS landing page now, which is going to be great for each individual ISR.
Yeah, I know Mark Brasington uses it quite a lot down in Vicenza, and It'd be the same content. You can hit my business page on Google. Instagram is literally just ticking a box. You know what I mean? And you have the story you can put up on it now as well. Like on Facebook. It's pretty similar, but I guess the hashtag is the secret sauce here, isn't it?
Whatever's trending at the
Still
moment.
videos and pictures.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to read anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently.
14, that generation.
14,000 times, 14%.
1,200% more likely to watch a video.
And I just want to clear that up as well while we're in the room.
With
With regards to in the last month's episode, while I was visiting, there was a debate that got rather heated with regards to what the truth percentage was for how many times the video was actually watched. And Dave Curd was exactly right. It was 1200%.
Is Paul going to admit it?
No. Because
Paul's going to edit this video.
No,
It's never going to make it to
as we're
Final
speaking
Cut.
right now, I'm just going to play the audio of Perry saying in the previous podcast, and he's going to say the words 13,000% right now. 13,000%, not 1,400.
It's 12,000% more chance of a video being watched versus a text being read on social media.
That's what I said.
And Paul's got really, really good with all this technology, and he's very good at editing as well. So we could probably edit my voice so I say that.
1,200%. Just say, don't do it, Benji. Just say that one time. Just say it now. Say,
Don't do it, Benji.
Say it again.
No.
Just say it one more time.
Don't do it, Benji.
Perfect. Okay, good. Excellent.
We'll see that in the next video.
What does that mean?
Oh, there's a history on that one.
Oh, yeah, so we're not going to cover that. That's for sure, you know. So there you go. That whizzed by. I think we spent so much time on Instagram than we did on all the other stuff, even though we didn't have a clue what we were talking about. Okay, boys and girls, we're back on that part of the show that we're going to do our Mass Men, which is going to be our little interview. And this time we're going to give Joe Dunne a call in Bavaria. Joe, how are you doing today?
Not too bad, boss. Yourselves?
We're doing great.
How are you, Joe?
Good morning to you, mate.
How are you, pal?
Great.
How are you, Carl?
Good, man.
Good. Listen, we just wanted to give you a call. Obviously, we know you pretty well at this stage. We've had enough beers and God knows what else now over the last few years or many years, you know. But maybe you can just tell us a little about yourself there, Joe. How long have you been with us?
I am 10 years. It'll be 10 years in September. Launched in January 2010 and been loving it ever since.
And just like Dave here, you were launched, in Bamberg, weren't you? Through the the Warren Ring,
yeah.
the Warren Ring
One
School.
of the dinosaurs that's left to it now.
Yeah, for sure. You know.
When I first met Joe was working in an Irish bar in '99, and he used to be my best pal because he was the one who gave me lovely cold beers every Saturday night. Those were the good old days, Joe, huh? Then we had to grow up and get real jobs.
Beers.
Yeah. And then we all grew up and had to get real jobs. But I remember we had a thing called the Sunday Club where we used to all meet up every Sunday, and it was a great old laugh, wasn't it? Very mature antics all together, weren't they, Joe?
That was, yeah. We always behaved ourselves. It wasn't that the police knew us by our first name. We were all Irish. Any problem at all. The wheelchair races in the hospital as well. They were great.
Oh yeah, I remember them. I was a champion. Tell the team, tell the rest of the world where you're working now, Joe.
I'm in lovely sunny Grafenwöhr. Well, today anyway. I've been here for a few years. I work right next to the PX, right next to the food court. So a lot of foot traffic. Absolutely loving it. I think I had a record year a couple of years ago, 135, which is the max that I've done so far. So looking forward to a big year this year, thank God.
Oh, and not a lot of people out there know the lay of the land in Grafenwöhr, you know. I'd say if you were to describe it, you know, weather-wise, it's very wintry conditions, a lot of snow in the winter, right?
Yeah, we get hit pretty bad. It's funny because, you know, Holmfeld and Grafenwöhr are known as like the worst places for the snow, especially with military bases. So like when we got hit, obviously Garmisch is gone now, but we get really, really bad. Like sometimes the bases actually have to close because of ice rain. So it gets really, really bad. Funny enough, this winter wasn't as bad as we thought. But then again, Graf is funny. It could snow at Easter time, so that's just the delay of the land. It's a bit of a weird one,
Good luck finding them eggs. I tell you what I thought was, you're working up there all the time, so you're probably used to it. But what I thought was really funny was, I was up there training, obviously, last month and the month before. And just as soon as you arrive, up to the base or close to the base, you can just hear this constant live round fire going on in the background, and these things, explosions and bullets shooting and everything like that. It's really amazing because it's a massive exercise ground, isn't it, for the infantry?
Yeah, it's not. It's funny because it's international. Like we've a lot of stuff going on at the moment. Like the Danish troops. Like we have physically everybody. Like we were talking to Command Sergeant Major the other day,
sick, Joe.
And he said you'll see more of NATO troops on the ground than you will American troops.
Right.
So it's weird that we're actually like a U.S. military base, but you'll see actually physically more uniforms. Like there's just so many different people here at the moment. Like as you said, like it's a training facility, so with people in and out all the time.
Like I said, it's pretty impressive as well, Joe. I don't know if you were there. Was it maybe like a couple of years ago where they dropped the Humvees out of the back of the C-130?
Oh, yeah.
And the parachutes didn't open up, what have you?
Yeah.
And they crashed down on the ground.
that guy sabotaged it, man. This guy went to jail because of that.
No,
was it?
he never.
Yeah.
We filmed it. The guy who filmed it got in
Yes,
trouble, but
yeah.
I don't think it was sabotage.
That's 100%, yeah, for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah,
I'm going to
100%.
fact check him on
Yeah,
that. I think
it
we'll
wasn't
call you a
because
bluff.
they
I bet you a
landed them
fiver
or they
though.
parachuted them out. They were all ended up on the ground upside down. So that cost them a little bit of money.
Yeah, 3 Humvees flattened
Yeah.
coming out of a plane. Yeah, they dropped them. The parachutes didn't open. And I think the clips are on YouTube. They're pretty entertaining to watch if anyone wants to look at them. Yeah.
Joe, let me ask you this now, because we've got to get back to a little bit of business here as well, So, what's your favourite clothes?
Jeans.
I like. It depends. It always depends on what we have. I always go by something that I've used for years is, you sell the sizzle, not the sausage. Where it's basically, you're going back to, lead the boys, going back to basics. You're physically going in to find out exactly the wants and the needs. But I love a silent close. But like the doomsday scenario where, funny enough, I'm in the middle of closing one at the moment over email, is that it's the last manual hatchback. So there's no way, obviously this is the last one, in your opinion, do you feel? And then just going back to basics,
Give us the FO on that,
funny
Joe.
because,
I've got a hot lead. He needs a
you
manual
give the
hatchback.
benefits, but, you can give the features.
Yeah.
It's the 1.5 litre EcoBoost engine and the real benefit to you. But the real benefit to him is that he's getting exactly what he wants.
Yeah, you're probably not as a self-aware because you're a very genuine chap. But I'd say watching you sell, and I've watched you sell a lot. You really sell yourself in a very nice possible way. So I think when a lot of your customers are buying you, and then buy the Joe experience, and I know you don't put that on, but that's certainly what I absolutely believe. That's how good you are as a salesperson.
And another thing as well, Joe, this is Carlos here again. Speaking of closing and qualifying, I'm sure it has to be kind of difficult. Well, not really difficult. You have to make sure all your T's are crossed and I's dotted. But being that it is a big exercise ground up there, let's say, for example, you get a guy coming into you that's there TDY training, from another area, what have you. How do you go in to make sure that, the person that's in front of you is qualified to buy, or, what's your approach on that, Joe?
It's like, again, going in reverse. You're physically okay getting the proper information from them. But then at the end of the day, you have to, like, TDY is always difficult because are they here for 30 days or more? So it's normally, the funny thing is because you've been doing this a long time, Dave's been doing it a long time, Paul has. We know by a person's uniform or the badges that they have on their arms, but it's always, when did you get to Germany? How long are you here for? So it's physically just going, again, back to basics. going through absolutely everything.
If
in
the guy
detailed blueprinting to physically find out what you can do.
if the guy's name is Helmut von Schnitzel, he might not qualify to buy through our program. He might be German NATO.
He may not qualify, but he may work for vehicle registration. So he hasn't
You never know. That's true.
I know. I remember our days of outside on the lot, and and then someone would walk on, because back then the bases were open. You didn't need an ID card. And then you'd walk on, and then you'd stereotype someone and say, "No, he's German." You know what I mean? So, and then Jim Toon give you a clap round the back of the ear and say, "Get out there and talk to him."
Yeah.
You'd find out he was American. Just wearing his city clothes.
Sometimes you'd know by the haircut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Joe, is there anything you want to say or anything you want to add yourself, putting you on the spot?
No, as I said, I wish all the new boys good luck. I'm training a lot of new guys at the moment as well. So
that's right.
Fingers crossed we'll all have a big year. And get in there, make as much money as you can, and shift all that metal that's on the ground.
And then just before we let you go, Joe, I know personally that you live in Bamberg, and I know that because that's where my wife is from, and I like to go up there a couple of times a year. And the fact is, there's over 250 local breweries in that area that do original, the best beer in Germany, in my opinion, and hence in the world. So I'd encourage all the lads who are working in the Germany area. At the end of August, there's a nice big beer festival on. So try and make hay now, and then try and get your leave request in early so you can head down for that festival, because it's a belter.
Excellent.
And out of those 250, I've only tried 249.
Got something to look forward to in August then.
There you go.
Listen, great talking to you. Appreciate it, man. I really do. And I'll see you soon for sure,
Okay, boys. Look after yourselves, and thanks for the call.
See you soon,
All the best, buddy.
All right, so it's time to do our shout outs, and David Barker, he sent me through a little message on there. He said they say a huge thanks. He wanted to say to his team for their commitment and dedication, and he's saying, we're doing really well, guys, and just keep it going. That was his number one message out there. So thank you, David, for sending a message for this month on there. I don't know who I'm going to pick on here right now. I'm going to throw Perry under the
sure.
Go ahead, Perry, if you want to say something to your lads for a shout out for May.
Fantastic month in April. Well done. We all dug deep.
That's true, yeah.
And we got the orders out there. Yeah. FSG's on point, and we're moving up the table individually and collectively on the awards. Keep up all the hard work, and thank you very much. I'm really enjoying working with you.
Davey?
Just a very important message to any Irish men or women who are in the market, so to speak, at the moment. I have a few British people on my team who are not choosy, who are looking for an Irish passport. So if you're looking to get married, we're just going to put it out there. I want to be the first one to mention. So I have a few British people on my team who need Irish passports, okay, so they can stay in the EU. So we could set up maybe a dating website,
Right. Yeah, on Instagram.
Snapchat as well.
Cool, that was good. So I'm glad that's over with. Not the episode, just your shout outs, that's all, So I'm glad that we've got that out of the way, and we've hopefully had a good episode. Hang on. The great thing about it is
I can just I don't want to watch back.
All right. Again, boys and girls, listen, really appreciate you watching or listening, and just want to remind you, we got that really cool Facebook page, which is basically facebook.com/Radio ISR. So please like it, engage with us, and we'll keep on putting content on there as well. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Good luck.